So finally, we got to see The Herd on Netflix.
Yeah, and honestly, it was not an easy watch at all.
Yes, it wasn't. For those who do not know, this film starts with a wedding that's supposed to be happy and blissful, and when the couple and their friend are going back to the hotel, they get kidnapped by herdsmen. So it quickly turns sour.
The saddest thing about this entire movie is that I don't know if it's timely, if I should say it's timely, but this is not just fiction for many Nigerians. It's actually the reality because of the insecurity and the unrest in many parts of the country. So this movie just really left a sour taste in your mouth because it just really highlighted the reality.
So in this video, we'll be talking about the plot and the performances in this film, and if it delivered the powerful message that it intended to. So this film starts really easy, like I said earlier, with a wedding, and then it just takes off to this kidnapping of this couple and their friends and more people along the road. So
and this is actually Daniel Etim Effiong's directorial debut, and I think it's a good one. From one minute the people are saying I do in church, the next minute, spoiler alert, the husband is being shot, and they waste no time. It's just very jarring that the second can change everything. They're just in traffic innocently waiting for a head to pass by, and now chaos.
Yeah, and it's just like that in real life right now in Nigeria, sadly, that this is also happening. And then there's this story that actually depicts it in a very, I've not experienced something like this before. I don't think I even know anybody personally that's experienced this. So it really puts you in the shoes of people that have gone through this. So I think the writing for this film was really good, that it just places you in the shoes of the characters.
And the matter is very sensitive, and it brought a lot of reactions from people in Nigeria, and this fictional depiction of real life issues.
Yes.
For me, from my point of view, where I'm standing, I think that these messages are important. It's important to pass messages. Arts have been used as vehicles for change. So I like that most of the time we sit down here in this channel and we'll talk about, we need more timely stories, we need more stories that are Nigerian. And I think that this Head did a good job in dramatizing that for us, in placing Nigeria as this place that is very large and diverse, that will have all sorts of people, different languages, different religion. Yes, so that's what really makes us beautiful, and at the same time, it shouldn't divide us. So I think that's the film tried in depicting that as well.
I will always applaud the story that tells families for tell Nigerian stories. Don't give us this
far-fetched stories,
Korean drama or whatever. It's just one that I really appreciate. And sadly, is really rampant right now at this time.
The country is that.
So with the reaction of people online saying, did it come at the right time? This film has been out there for a while. Even went to Cannes Film Festival, and now it's released on Netflix. I don't think it came at. I think it should have pushed it a bit to release for Netflix, and it helped with raising fear. Because I wasn't like, oh God, this is a very sensitive time. Like, what will I do in this situation? That was one of the questions I was asking myself. Okay, this happened to me. What will I be doing? What will I say? How would I react to this? So I think it's relevant, but at the same time, maybe they should have pushed the release on Netflix for a while.
Yes, I agree that it raised, as much as it's a double-edged sword, because the country is in such a poor state at the moment, and in as much as it might raise empathy that, oh my God, this is our reality, it can also be a tool for fear-mongering and also just worry. So I think they have pushed the Netflix release because it's just like, things are happening in the country. Bam.
It's not like people did not see the film earlier this year.
Yes, not, but we already know how the small screen coming on streaming platform is just really make a movie a lot more popular, because not everybody's going to the cinema. Like we decide to watch it on Netflix. So it's just something that, okay, here you have it. This is your reality. You're like people, So it's at the same time, it's like, oh my God, it can be anybody. This is so sad. So. But it's a story that has to be told anyway, because this thing has been going on for years. So even if they say they want to keep on pushing release date, there will never be a perfect time because people are always in a constant state of insecurity.
There's never a perfect time.
We're
living on the edge. But anyway, let's just move from the sad story now. Let's talk about the performances in the show. In this film, what do you think about Etim's performance?
I think he did well.
Yeah, Etim, he was pretty okay. He was in his element, I would say, because he has played this hostage situation multiple times. Or no, it wasn't one that played this hostage. It was one that was the kidnapper, and the other one where he.
Which one?
Forgotten name. We did a review on it. The one, did we even do a review on it? The one where he took the policeman, where his wife died, and called police brutality.
Oh, we did a review, we didn't post that review. That was years ago.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to say that Etim he likes to tell this kind of stories. And it's fitting that this is his directorial debut because he likes to tell these stories of Nigerians who are being oppressed and what's going on. So it was pretty much in
some people might argue with you because they know
for a lover boy.
For being a lover boy.
Well, I only press play when I see that he's doing something about injustice to Nigerian youth and this, but I don't really
see. Yeah, I don't really watch his lover
even when
boy
he was in this series early this year where
To Kill a Monkey.
I don't really care for his performance there. It was a brief, I'll call it a cameo role.
Yeah, cameo appearance.
Yeah, so that was it for me. But when it came to Genoveva Umeh, I think that for the first scenes, there's a blissful part where she was getting married. She did not put her best foot forward there. Her and Kunle Remi, they did not seem like they were a couple. There was no chemistry between them. You could not just feel that love. So when it happened that the husband was killed, it's sad. God, like, I don't wish I was the worst person on earth. I did not really say, okay, this girl cares about her husband or something like that. But when she does very well with all these trauma roles.
Yeah, like Genoveva. I cannot think of any role that Genoveva is just happy.
Yeah, Breath of Life.
She was not happy. The man wanted almost died. I mean, even died.
He had a long. No, the man
almost, but there was an issue that
he's the boy that she was in love with.
I know there was something traumatizing that happened to her there.
Her father did not want her to marry the boy,
and the person she loved had health issues. That is trauma.
And the man sacrificed life to give her.
Well, first of all, she had to undergo trauma first.
Anyway,
the only time that I just saw her crying in that movie is Funke Akindele's movie, from last year. That
the heist one.
Yes, that's one that's not really very traumatizing. But most of her roles are just trauma. We even saw her earlier in Baby Farm, trauma.
So it was when it got to that high stakes situation I could see that okay, she came forward when they were singing and
my angel of my life. Well, I love Genoveva. If you've been following this channel, you know that I am a fan.
Blood Sisters. So go to that.
Yeah. However, for Genoveva, I'm noticing a small pattern with Genoveva nowadays from Baby Farm and now this show.
Okay, what's it?
This movie that she takes time to get into a character. Most of the time in her first few scenes, there's not like that in Blood Sister. But Blood Sister from first scene, I really loved her, like, oh, this girl. But even in the Funke Akindele's movie, it still took time for her to get to that character.
Tribe of Judah. That's the name.
Yes, Tribe of Judah. However, Baby Farm is the most recent one for me, and in that first scene, I don't believe that she was actually someone that had a baby before, and that shows that you're not being a good actress at that moment. So for this movie, it was just like, hello Genoveva, to put on this white gown, you are going to be playing the wife of Kunle Remi.
Even her size.
And so that's what I just felt about that role. It was disappointed. I think that this was Genoveva's best performance at all. I don't think she killed her role. I think she struggled to enter into a character. Yes, she cried. Yes, there are emotional scenes, but the scene that made me like my body having chills is Kunle Remi when he was shot. Okay, he played that role very. His own reaction, like you could believe that there's someone just shot me, and I cannot believe it. So his face in that scene, he tried. He did very well. He performed very well in that scene.
Like everybody buckled their shoes when.
Yes, I'm not saying. You know that we always say it about Nigerian movies. I think it all has to be with the director.
Yeah,
you have to bring your best foot forward, but I feel maybe they just did not really milk Genoveva as much as or push her to the extent that she can, because we have seen her perform brilliantly in the past, but I think I was not very brilliant this time. I don't really feel she's someone that I'm supposed to just like feel pity for. That this is a girl that just got married. Look at her in a dirty wedding gown that was actually just pure white before. She's under this threat. I was not really feeling her,
and the makeup and costume team did not really help with that.
Yes,
touching her makeup and touching up her hair. And honestly, if you're in that kind of situation when you want to run, you take off that dress. I want to look at that.
No, you don't necessarily have to take it off. You can just rip it out.
You can rip it. I'd rather run naked than run with this heavy dress that's weighing me down.
No, just rip it.
No, if you have to choose nakedness or this gown,
maybe I know that it's me or life and death. I can rip it off. The makeup artist retouching her makeup, it just really pissed me off a lot, because we already know that this girl could care less what her makeup looks like. So there's no need for touching up.
From the struggle in the bush taking them to the camp, you could see that her makeup was already breaking.
Yes,
rightfully so.
Yes, when she was crying,
blood splatters on her face. So where did all those things go? So her wig set even shifted. We know it's a wig. We know it's a wig.
The part where her mother called her makeup was not perfect. She was still sweating, but you know that they touched his makeup. And this is a girl that's supposed to look like she. Oh my God! This is a girl that's supposed to do that.
I'm sure if it's not a sew-in wig or weave, I think that wig will come out in that situation, because when the husband died,
Yes,
when they were
sweats and
asking her
everything.
that she should chop the body off, her wig shifted to the back. But you could see that the wig was loose. No, you will take off that wig in time of pain like that. So I think the costume,
like, it's also be
they did
eating
not
you.
think, they did not think it through, leaving her with that wig
Yeah.
and the makeup thing. You will take off that wig.
It's also be eating her, like, because Nigerian heat.
There's this performance in the film that I was like, oh my god, this is, I felt something. This
Yeah, let me
performance made me feel something. While Work is looking that up, the girl who played the wife of one of the kidnappers, she is wicked. The character
I can
is
believe
wicked.
that this girl is like, she's hard.
The character is so wicked that I was just like, oh my god, who is this girl? Her performance is so true, like it's so real, and it was hinted in the film that another thing relevant with what's happening in Nigeria, that this girl was part of, maybe she had possibly experienced this before.
Not possibly, she had experienced it.
Yeah, and she was married off to one of these boys or one of these men. So it's really sad. But then this has hardened her, and I think just for her to survive, she has morphed into this monster.
Yeah.
And it was such a great performance. Kudos to her. I do not like the character.
I can't find her name, because most of the people that they are spotlighting are the people that really like
big, like
popular names
Patrick
that we already know. However, this lady, maybe while we're editing, we'll find her name and put it on it. But I totally agree that girl, she was a good actress. Then I think that Linda Ejiofor, she played a very good role in this movie as the worried wife.
She was okay. Yeah. But Tina Umba, when I gave worst performances, I give to Tina Umba. First of all, the character.
She thought it was performance. Just that maybe we don't like her character. Yeah.
And I think the performance, as an actor, she's a veteran actually. You would say, would they really go this way?
I can see how realistic is it?
Yeah, you should still question the characters when you see the script. That okay, is it going to be like?
Yeah, but I don't know any parents, no matter how.
No, there's some parents that just had that they told their child that I'm done with you. But at the same time, in this kind of high stakes situation,
that's what I'm saying. No matter how
even the final lines in the film, like a deal is a deal. I'm like,
that was very silly for me, because number one, this man and his wife, they're reuniting and they're saying their love and profess their love for each other and saying, I'll go to chemo. They're saying she should still leave her husband. Come on, remove me now. Number one, we know you're 50 million naira. Number two, okay, come on, remove everybody else. even if we go to the court of law with this your silly deal, it makes no sense. It can be appealed. Okay, even if I signed anything that, oh, help your son.
Yeah.
I just lawyer up. You must also feel woefully.
Yeah, in the right place, it's supposed to feel. I will give this film, I feel like giving it 3 stars. In as much as the story is good, I feel like some things, like Demi's character now, was unnecessary. I knew that the wife was trying to find money and all of that. Demi's character was, I don't even think they should, maybe it would have been a phone call or something, but it did not make sense. The lines, the writing was not really tight. It's a good story, but I think the dialogues were not tight. Because why would you say, how did he know he was going to be kidnapped? So did he plan the kidnapping?
Yeah.
So the dialogue was not very well written, but it was good. Like what you said, some of the actors took a while to get into character, to feel comfortable with the role that they were playing. Understandably so, because it's a very hard role to play.
Yeah.
So I'll give it 3 stars.
I'll give the head 4, because I'm always very proud and happy when our stories are told. The last time I felt happy about the Nigerian movie like this was, okay, I was happy about Baby Farm, the series Baby Farm, because these are important stories that need to be told. Yeah. And also Olotiri Part 1, not the show that they're now going to make.
I didn't appreciate Olotiri Part 1.
I appreciate at the time when it was released, 2019, 2020.
Yeah, it's a relevant story, but at the same time, I don't really like it.
You did not watch it at the time, you watched it in 2025.
And I did not like the film. When you watch film, my true character don't come out.
When you watch, I'm not saying that Olotiri is an Oscar-winning movie. Never did I say that Olotiri deserves an Oscar. I am always very happy when our stories are told. That was this movie about trafficking, human trafficking, and I was very happy that, okay, yes, these are the kind of stories we need to tell.
Okay, my bad.
No matter how imperfect. So the head is far from perfect. It was not a tidy ending. Yes, they cut the pastor, but it was just very shabby. The pastor saying the
film is still plagued with star-studding.
I'm eating my words for that one. Maybe people want their money back, so I'm understanding that one of star-studded now. However, I don't really understand, but yeah, I have to leave them alone. However, what was I saying?
It was not tidy.
It was not very tidy. The entire pastor part, the kidnappers will not really know what happened
Yeah,
to
plot
them because they
holes.
were fighting. They
They
just stole
were
this person.
gang,
Yeah,
there's gang
so those are like,
fight.
I think that tend to show us that the cycle still continues.
Yes, it does.
And the police are still trying their best on what they can do. But some parts of the story are not just like, I need more convincing. 50 million naira at a whim in 24 hours in Nigeria, that is very hot and hard.
Well, that's how they do it here.
I know, but I just like, I need more convincing. That's what I just felt like. I need more convincing. And I know that it's possible, but I don't think they're more convincing. And when they're just dropping the bag on the floor, I was just very stressed. I was like, okay, that's 50 million naira on the ground. Let us know what you think about The Head. For my rated 3 stars, I'm giving it 4 stars.
Yes, we are doing that. So tell us in the comments what you think, what stuck to you, how you feel about Nollywood telling these stories, and if it did a good job in telling our story.
Yes, until next time, do take care of yourself. Goodbye.